that man in the blue shirt right there, John Gary, he wants a national event trophy badly. Not so much the money, that gets used up in parts and nitromethane pretty fast, but to have that classic NHRA trophy on the mantle, Gary Beck's got a lot of them. Bill Mullins just wants one.
Well, Steve, think back just a few minutes ago when we watched Gary Beck's crew very relaxed at Big Larry Minor Operations, slowly assembling their engine. Then we went over to Bill Mullins' pit. They were thrashing a little bit. They had a cracked cylinder head, and their crew was working pretty hard. In fact, they barely got this car assembled before they brought it out into the staging lanes.
Well, drag racers use the term grenade sometimes to describe an engine, and I tell you, over in Mullins Lane, you can just hear that bomb ticking. They don't care if it blows up, as long as it'll last 5 seconds and get there first.
Well, that's one of the big advantages, really, of a rear-engine car. You can take more chances with the motors.
And it is a good even lead for both drivers. What a final round drag race. It is Bill Mullins, his first ever national event victory, and that crew is just delirious on the starting line. He wins it with a 562 to Gary Beck's losing 571.
Well, it was just a straight-up victory. No flukes here. Mullins left well and just drove away from Gary Beck all the way down the racetrack. There is just such a happy group of people. Those two gals, that Shirley Carey, John Carey's wife, the guy that owns the car, and over there, Bill Mullins' wife. They're going to just smoke it down to the other end, Steve.
And they can tell Bill that he even left first.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a picture book run for both car and driver because Mullins' motor stayed together, and he just drove right away from Gary Beck. A terrific race by a decided underdog. A great job by Bill Mullins.
Bill Mullins wins his first ever NHRA Top Fuel title. Congratulations, you went up there with an unknown quantity. It could have been a bomb.
That's right. We had to change heads at the last minute. We found a crack one right after we'd put them on and we're adjusting the valves. We were lucky today.
You had to change the blower, the head.
But it's changed, maybe.
It certainly has. Only your second round appearance, and you pull one out, which goes to prove that a lot can be done with hard work and a lot of talented people.
Well, I don't know about the talented people, but a blind pig can find an acorn every now and then. Yeah.
Tell me about the race itself against Beck. John and Shirley Carey, the owners of the car, and all their crew, a lot of them volunteered. Tell me about the race if you can.
I don't know if I left on him, but it was, you know, I don't know. It was close halfway down. It was close. And we were just hoping the thing would hang together because Gary is a true champion, you know, and we're lucky to beat him.
You are a true champion, too, my friend. Congratulations again. Bill Mullins.
Thank you a lot, here.
What respect this man has for the competition. It's
the defending champion, Gary Ormsby, 1 year ago defeated this man, the reigning world champion Joe Amato, in the Top Fuel final at the Winter Nationals. Amato indicates, "I'm ready. Are you?" Joe Amato in the near lane. Gary Ormsby, his brand new aerodynamically refined car, in the far lane. The flames beginning to stand off of the headers as those 2,500 horsepower nitro-burning engines are ready to propel these cars down the quarter mile. The staging's over. The green light's on. And Ormsby has a bit of a lead at half track. But here comes the top in charge of Amato. And it's Joe Amato winning the Winter Nationals. Smoking some pistons at the finish line. His wife Jerry and the entire crew celebrating Joe Amato's first victory for 1985. A 5.55 second elapsed time. And that patented over 260-mile-an-hour charge carries Amato past Gary Ormsby. The replay shows us a little bit of a lead for Ormsby at this point. But watch how quickly Amato will change that advantage. Because at the finish line, by almost a car length, Joe Amato wins the Winter National.
What a day, says Joe Amato as he climbs out of the beautiful candy apple red Top Fuel drags to the reigning world champion. Looks back at the engine, a little oil, but at this point, who cares?
Well, we're better than last year. Last year we blew 3 motors up here.
Only one this year.
Yeah, boy. That's Tim Richards, and I like to thank all the guys that helped me. Boy, they did a dynamite job. My crew, you know, we came out, we blew everything apart. You were over there watching us. We had to go from scratch and build an injector, and, you know, it's a credit to the crew, and they just did a dynamite job, you know, and I didn't let them down and get a good light on them. I think I left on them, and it was a close race.
Seldom, when you have to thrash that hard and change engines, does it pay off, as you well know, but it certainly did for you.
Well, it's the old the old theory, if you have your act organized, you can come back from disaster and win, and that's what a true champion's made out of.
Great start on defending the title. Joe Amato wins the Winter National. Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Let's see it on TV. Thank you.
It's going to be a mighty interesting confrontation. You certainly can't take experience away from either one of these guys. They've been in hundreds and hundreds of big-time drag races, so they're plenty cool, and their poise is almost 100%. As we watch them finally getting ready to... Look at this, Steve. There's troubles with Snow's car.
A fuel leak in one of the injector nozzles, but an alert crewman had a wrench in his pocket and gets it tightened up. It is still dribbling just a little bit, but that's not going to hurt anything, and Buster's not about to shut them off to the last two cars of the day. If they hold the track down, who cares at this point? Buster gets the crewman out of it and says, don't worry about it, man. I'll handle this. This is my territory. In the near lane, Connie, the bounty hunter, Klimetti. In the far lane, the snowman, Gene Snow. Those nicknames go back years and years. It is the snowman off the mark first, the black car, but here comes Klimetti. Connie Klimetti by a full car length, and this young crew just loves it. That's 2 national event victories in a row. Klimetti at 5:52, 260 miles an hour to Snow's 5:63.
Well, Gene Snow gave it the old college try, but it just wasn't enough. Perfect reaction time on his part, though.
Yep, you're right, Brock. You see him off the mark first. Let's see where Klimetti pulls up even.
Looks like a half-track pass right here, and then he just drove on by to a relatively easy victory. A good race, though. Well done by both men, a matter of simple horsepower.
You want to see a Michigan smile? There it is. Another 260-mile-an-hour blast for Connie Klimetti. Second national event victory in a row. Good going.
Car's running dynamite. The boys are doing a hell of a job making it work.
5:52.
5:52, that's great.
Was there any problems up on the starting line? Any problems along the way at all?
No, Snow had a little fuel leak, I think, and that was about it.
Feels good after all these years, does it? Get a win streak, sort of.
It's nice. I tell you what, it's been a while coming, but we've got to straighten out. I hope we can just carry it for a while.
A lot of the guys are saying, uh-oh, suddenly it's Connie Klimetti we've got to catch, not Don Garlitz. How true is that?
No, he's plenty strong. I'll tell you, he'll be ready at Indy. We know all that. I know he'll be there, and he'll be strong.
All right, as a happy crew, including son Scott Klimetti, mob. Don Garlitz has a chance right here to win 2 major NHRA events in a row. He won in Atlanta a few weeks ago. They are off the mark right together. An advantage to neither driver. Here they come across the finish line. Now, the crew is a little bit stunned here because there was no wind light. Now there's a little fire, in fact, a pretty good size fire under Mullen's car. Apparently a misaligned photo cell at the finish line. There are no elapsed times recorded and no wind light. But we know who won, don't we, Brock?
We sure do. And it's the old man, Big Daddy Don Garlitz. He maybe has a wink in terms of reaction time on Mullins, but for all intents and purposes, an even start. But right there, you see that black dragster in the left part of your screen begin to eke out a little bit of an advantage. It's a close race, but it's Big Daddy by almost a full car length to win here at Baton Rouge.
Some controversy here as NHRA has not officially yet declared a winner in the Top Fuel final. I have a feeling that this man, Don Garlitz, may know more about this situation than anybody else. And apparently, Don, they did not get a wind light. I'm not sure, but that would seem logical.
Well, I was there first, but there was a cone in my lane. In other words, one of the top-end cones was laying in my lane. I had to drive around it.
Probably one of the pro stock cars' parachute sucked it out.
I guess it did. I don't know. But I won the race. He wasn't even there.
Okay, well, let me tell you, that's your 25th NHRA national title.
Thank you very much, Steve.
And it went so ragged in qualifying and so strong in eliminations, as we've talked so many times. You said yourself you're a slow starter and a strong finisher.
Well, sometimes, you know, it's hard to get a handle on these things.
Well, congratulations again. A great race. Don Garlitz says he won it. I'll buy it.
We'll buy it, too.
For Ormsby, though, he's got to be thinking about that. His crew chief, Lee Beard, one of the best in the business, as is the crew chief for Gary Beck, Bernie Federley. 2 magnificent minds, 2 great drivers, and 2 outstanding machines, all matched here in the finals of this Winston World Finals for 1985. The burnout's just about finished. You can tell it's starting to get dark. You can begin to see the header flames. The darker it gets, the brighter and taller they seem to stand off the headers. For Ormsby, a final check of all the equipment. as there's over 2,500 horsepower flashing away there. Across from him, the same for Gary Beck and his crew. All the effort by the crew is over at this moment, though. For the drivers, the sole responsibility is theirs. And it's a great start. Beck out front by about a half a car length at this point. Can Ormsby come from behind? It is very close, and an engine explosion for Ormsby. The parts go flying, and Ormsby's engine, the supercharger, laid off to one side. A huge ball of flame. Gary Beck won the race, and Gary Ormsby lost the war. Boy, I'll tell you, that is one classic way to finish a drag race. As Gary Beck pulls ahead at the starting line, he holds on to that lead throughout. But Gary Ormsby did not give up. He stretched that engine to the limit. In fact, he stretched it so far that it exploded just as he crossed the finish line. There's the first flash of flame, and it explodes into a huge ball. There you can see the engine lets go, the parts going high in the air and bouncing off the pavement. Gary Beck, the winner, is ahead of him, but a disappointment for Gary Ormsby.
Believe me, real happy, real pleased for Larry Minor. It's been a long, hard season over here. Tremendous gang of people, Bernie Federley, Ed McCullough, Bill Walter, that worked so hard. The people on my car and Larry's car and Ace's car. Tremendous season, really, to try to finish up with a win.
And what a way to win it. Just a wheel-to-wheel duel.
It was a good drag race. We knew it was going to be.
Well, they didn't skunk you this season, Mr. Beck.
Thank you very much, Steve. It's nice to be here.